maybe more people are joining. We've never done this, but I had an impulse just to do a year-end client celebration call. I'm just going to answer the questions you currently have about business, about life, about money, whatever on your heart and soul. There's no agenda, there's nothing planned. It's just us and the energy, and we go with the flow and see what happens. And if you have a question, just drop it in the chat, and then you can come up live and we just can have a chat. I also haven't decided if there's going to be a recording available for everybody that's not on the live call. So I'm just giving you a heads up. So I'm not sure if others will be listening to it or not. I haven't decided. One thing I just wanted to share with you while you guys are dropping in any questions, anything that's on your heart and soul, is it's so interesting. I had this massive impulse to fly to Dubai for an event which was happening, I think December like 14th or 15th. And I just spontaneously booked a ticket and I came and I did go to the event and I knew when I was there, I'm like, oh, okay, I know why I was supposed to be here. And I followed all the impulses I've received. And at the same time, right now, I just feel so complete. I feel complete I'm currently in Abu Dhabi, with Dubai, with Abu Dhabi. And obviously, we are having a retreat at the end of January. So I'm going to be back, obviously, for the retreat. And it was so mind blowing to me. And this is what I wanted to share. If really everything's possible, right? Can you allow yourself to listen to your soul, to your guidance you receive? And is it also okay, actually, to constantly change your mind? But not coming from a place of my family, if I'm looking back, they would always tell you I was never very reliable and you couldn't trust me. And I realized when I was in Berlin, just became before I came to Dubai to see my family because it was my grandma's birthday. I'm like, it's so interesting the perspective they have on me. And I found this very judgmental. And we had a very clear conversation about that. And I've asked, why is it actually that you guys believe that? And they said, like, because you change your mind all the time. And I'm like, it's so interesting how you see that and how I perceive it. Because I have something on my heart and soul. I follow my impulse. And once I followed the impulse, it's like my system has new information and now I can make a new decision. Like my impulse was to go to Dubai for this event, something very particular. I did go to Dubai for this event. I'm like checking different things out, different neighborhoods. I'm like, it's cool. However, I really feel how my soul is wanting to go back to Greece where I was before. So on the phone with my mom, she's like, this is so typically you. Like, you're never, you never can stay at one place. You always have to change your mind. But with this, like, a little bit of a negative tone. And I wanted to share this because I contemplated this a lot over Christmas. I'm like, if I'm saying I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. And at the same time, I'm allowing myself that with new information, and that means every second, I'm able to make a new decision based on new information I've received. It is the same at the menu, like at a restaurant, right? I'm having a look at the menu And intuitively, if I see, "Ooh, this is what I want to eat," I'm ordering it. However, sometimes they have a special like menu, right? With like, I don't know, daily specials, seasonal specials, or something like that. And if I see that menu and there's something that is more inviting to me, I allow myself to change my mind because I've received additional information. And so often I feel we are being judged for following our heart and soul, for following the impulses you receive. And I want this maybe till the end of the year. What is like an impulse, something on your heart and soul that has been here for all of 2025 and you haven't acted on it? Because other people would judge it as whatever, too big, too bold, too loud, not consistent, too consistent, whatever other people are having. Because if I look back, when people ask me, like, how, why are you bringing in this money you do? It's something I've been saying to you very consistently. And some of you know this, like Ute, from day one onwards, I'm saying impulse, jump, go. You gotta follow your impulses. I am very consistent on the actions I'm taking, but they're not the same actions all the time. And that is impulse, jump, go. I trust the energy. I trust that it's okay just to have the feeling and telling the team, "Hey, I would love to have a client celebration call." And they've asked me, "What should we tell the people?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just tell them we are having a client celebration call. And if there's any, we just will see where the energy takes us." I trust that that is fine. I trust that I don't have to know the whole picture. And my invitation for you is for this year, for next year, even if it's just 1% more every single day, can you start trusting yourself and taking that action on an impulse, even when you have no idea where it's going to lead? Just 1%. Every morning in my journal, first of all, I'm journaling because it makes me happy. This is the only reason why I'm journaling. I would never say, I'm like, you got to journal. For me personally, when I'm writing with like a real pen and paper, like I feel deep connection to God. I feel deep connection to the divine. So it's more important for me to find something where you feel this connection. If it's journaling, great. If it's something else, going for a walk, doing yoga, whatever, go for it. There's no right or wrong. It's about the energy and how we can have this connection that makes you happy if you do something for yourself every single morning. And the last part I'm journaling is for 2026, my financial goal is $15 million in sales. So every morning I'm asking myself the last final step, what is one illogical action step that I can take towards a $50 million sales year? So, and for instance, it's very random. Like if you would go through my journal, I mean, I can read some random things. Is this interesting? Like to see some, okay. So for instance, today I've received, and I just write it down like what I receive, right? I don't overthink it. Like, does this make sense? And I just take what instantly comes to me. Today, for instance, I received, don't sell anything on this Q&A today. right? Like most people would say, oh my gosh, this is so dumb. These are like your hot clients. They've already purchased something from you. Like they know you, they trust you, they're long-term clients. Like this is the easiest you should be selling. Right? Like the strategy books, they're telling me so many things like, oh my gosh, why this is a graded sales opportunity. But what I've received is just answer questions. Don't sell anything. So I trust. There's nothing I'm gonna sell you. It's just about you, what's on your heart and soul. So then I also had enjoy myself, walk, rest, relax, and download more impulses. Then also I had to book and pay a one-on-one with my coaches for $200,000. And those were like, it's like you don't see the context. I gotta give the context for this. So literally the 2 weeks before I came to Dubai, I think it was like December 13th. So like mid of the month. I left Berlin and I had like $350 in my bank account because I didn't took some wise decisions. And or 500, not a lot. And in that moment, right, when normal people, average people would tell you, where are you gonna sleep in Dubai? What are you gonna do? I don't know. But I booked a hotel for 2 nights, and I'm like, that gives me a bed for 2 nights. I will figure out the rest. Like, I know how to shift energy instantly. And in that situation, right, when most people would be fearful, like, where are you gonna sleep? What you gonna eat? What you gonna do? Like, how you do? My intuition is telling me just reach out to your coach and book that $200,000 coaching. Can you see, like, here I am, this is what other people will tell me to focus on, and I'm asking for the logical action and I'm acting on it. Also, that was one day before I flew to Dubai. My logical action step I wrote down is don't book anything for Dubai yet, just trust. So I arrived at Dubai, I think at like 4 p.m. And just like 3 hours before, or when I was at the airport, I booked a hotel. I haven't booked anything simply because I haven't had the impulse. But I know there are a gazillion hotels. Something will pop up. Also, then check out and buy jewelry at Chopard. I wrote happy rings, just very random things I'm writing down that are coming to me. It's like also sometimes it was like sell my one-on-one coaching for $250,000, live the rich and happy life, but also have a very productive way at WeWork. It's very random. Most people would say like, where is the strategy? But I don't know the strategy yet. I will be able in 1 year from today to tell you, oh, that was a strategy that led to a $15 million sales year. So what I wanted to share is like, why am I writing down the last thing or asking for guidance? What is one illogical action step that I can take towards a $15 million year, right? Most people would say, like, let's do a logical, strategic step, like a bold step, right? Something you've heard like that. But it's like knowledge, logic brought me and brought you exactly to the financial situation at which you are, your current bank account. So I'm asking for something illogical. Like I have no idea how to create $15 million in sales. It's a very big stretch from a $5 million dollar year to 15 million. It's a stretch. I have no idea. Like if I'm playing the numbers of what we sold, that would mean everybody of my customers has to purchase this year at least a coaching for $100,000. So if I don't see that happening. I also don't see myself in the capacity with offering something for $100,000 and then have big group coaching calls. So with logic and reasoning, I cannot explain how I'm going to get to $50 million. Do you see like why I'm asking for something illogical? So everything, every action step I'm gonna be taking to my system, to your subconscious, will feel illogical, will not make sense. If you tell the strangers, doesn't make sense. If I'm telling strangers arrived in Dubai, I haven't booked anything, I have like $500 right now in my bank account, and I'm reaching out to book a coaching for $200,000, people are gonna say you're an idiot. How are you gonna pay for this? You don't have the money. Shouldn't you focus on, I don't know, housing first, food first, but I don't. And the equation is simple. You always first have to create the internal money container, like the container for the money, like the demand for the money. Where's the money going? And then it can get filled. So also if I'm asking myself, Janine, that makes $50 million in sales, that's roughly a $1.5 million a month. Is she living differently than I am right now? Yeah. Is she doing things differently? Yeah. Is she doing way less? Yeah. Is she hiring more people? Yeah. So I know where to move the energy towards. So I don't care about how much money is in my bank, how quickly things changing. By the way, I booked that coaching for $200,000 and just in, I think it was in like not even 5 days being in Dubai, we've collected over $50,000 in cash. Because I don't care what's right now. It's a statement from the past. When I arrived in Dubai with like the $500 in my bank account, it reflected the financial decisions I've made 2 weeks before. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can change about it. Why should I like invest more energy and focus on that? It is something I don't like. I'm not proud of myself. It happened. So the only way to change that is to focus on where I want to go. And that's a $50 million sales year. And why not even collecting an additional million in sales till the end of the year? But what average people do is, and you just can do an honest check-in, how much are you giving it meaning, your current financial situation? It's bad, it's this, I'm a loser, it's that. I don't care. Like sometimes I make decisions I'm super proud of and they multiply, and sometimes I didn't. I took financial decisions and they didn't work out the way I desired. So what? It happened. Great story to share. We all can laugh. Just a human like anybody else. And it's again something I had to learn. Like, hey, can I still talk about money? Can I still teach you something about money even when I make bad financial decisions and my bank account did go to zero almost? Yeah, because I think it's even more amazing to see how quickly I've changed my financial situation again. But again, in this process, I had to learn to release the guilt and shame about what is. And this is my invitation for you. Just gotta be honest to yourself. Is there something that you are in your business teaching, sharing with the world, where you currently feel guilt and shame? Not good enough, something you've done in the past. I don't know. Where's the guilt and shame? Because the guilt and shame is what's pulling women down. That's numbing you. It's not even slowing you down, it's literally numbing you. It's something so often so silly, like for a very long time, I was never wearing shorts. because I thought my upper legs are too fat. I just wouldn't like my legs. It's very silly. Nothing business related, right? People would say. But the guilt and shame I carried about how I would see my legs, like it's always part of my energy, right? How could it be any other way? I'm like, okay, now we're having the business button on, and that means all the guilt and shame, how I see my legs, is gone. It's not like that. It's not that we have different buttons that we turn on and turn off. So often, what I found is like when we are asking for more and more money, and that's just why I love money when it comes to like manifestation energetics so much, because it's so clear. Like if you had $1 million in sales as a goal for 2025, you simply can check by now how much money you've made, and you can see if you hit that goal or not. It's a simple yes, no, right? There's nothing in between. It's like I've hit it, I didn't hit it. And whatever you've made and what you've wanted to make, this gap energetically is something we got to close if you actually desire to receive that financial goal. That's it. There's no guilt, there's no shame. It's just as like, can you hold the space to look in the mirror and see what's being mirrored to you financially, emotionally, spiritually, and see it as I'm like, ooh, thank you. This is so honest. This is so truthful. But you don't give it a meaning that it means something about you. That's bad. That's extremely great. You just see it as something neutral. Something I recommend everybody to do every morning, to look at your bank account. Because there's one tendency we have, if there's something we don't like the money we have, we try to avoid it. If you would ask the people that don't have money or are broken or are in debt and have a lot of guilt and shame about it, and you would ask them, how often are you actually checking your bank balance? I'm like, never. So is a first step we gotta take. Checking our bank balance every day. For me, it means I'm checking like 6 accounts. Business accounts, private accounts, investment accounts. Just, I had to train my system just to look at it. I'm like, oh, this is my bank statements. Oh, like $500. Oh, I would love to have more. Okay, let's turn on the engine. We gotta release this like guilt and shame. If we have a financial result currently we don't like or we're not proud of, and just start to see it. It's just a number. And if you don't like what you see, what are you additionally putting in energetically to make more? It's as simple as that. And I think this is sometimes what people, when we combine energetics, especially with money in the business world, that people believe I don't have to do anything and the money is just like magically coming from the sky. But it's not. Money is always a medium of exchange. What are you willing to exchange? And I would always ask myself, when I'm selling something, when I'm creating offers, I'm asking myself, is my client excited to buy this offer at this price point? Is my client actually excited to buy this product at this price point? And only if the answer is yes, yes, I sell. And if the answer is no, I'm asking myself, what would it take for my client to be excited about this, to be excited about this price point, about the offer? one story I forgot to share. Then any questions you guys have, drop it in the chat. Gonna answer them because this is about you. The other day, that was on December 24th, and in Germany, it's a Christmas Eve, and usually you're at home, stores are closed. It's yeah, like the 25th for the rest of the world. And I had this impulse again, right? I'm journaling, ask myself, like, what's a illogical action step to take? And it was like, go to the mall. And I was just the day before at Dubai Mall, and people have been hyping it so much, right? The biggest mall in the world. And I'm like, man, I really didn't like it. Like the stores, the selection of the, like, I'm like, it's not my vibe. I'm like, okay, go to the mall again. I'm like, really, I really don't feel like going to the mall. And even a different mall, which was like a 30-minute uh drive. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Right? Like asking myself, kind of having this inner battle. Is this important to me to receive $15 million in sales in 2026? The answer is yes. Okay, for a $15 million sales year in 2026 and an additional $1 million in sales till the year end, would I actually be willing to go to the freaking mall? Yes. So I've put my ass in an Uber, which I love about Dubai. They have Uber, like the Uber Black, so you always have a nice, luxurious ride. I'm like getting my ass to the mall. And I've been looking for some shoes in a certain color. And I'm like, nah, didn't like it anywhere. And I'm like, okay, let me double check Dior. Have to be honest, I love Dior clothes, but I'm not a big fan of the shoes. So I'm like, all the Dior shoes I could find in like a beige tone, I'm like asking the salesperson, could you bring them in a 39, please? So he's like getting all the shoes. I'm sitting there and actually starting to talk to a woman that shopped at Dior for $18,000. And I'm like, oh, and they wrap everything. And she's just waiting for everything to get for the wrapping. So I'm like, tell me, what did you buy? And we just started talking. I'm like, ooh, this is so cool. And she showed me. And we're kind of talking about the Dior collections and how they've changed. And if you haven't been to Dubai, basically, for me, I'm not spending a lot of money on clothes here because everything's black and white. And for my body type, black and white is the worst. It just like once you know which colors suit you, you just see it. So for me, black and white is the worst. So basically, I'm going into like, I'm talking to this woman. I'm like, man, this is a current Dior collection, but here they only have the Dubai collection, every store black and white. Maybe sometimes it gets wild and you find something dark brown. Also not my color. But that's about it, basically. So we kind of started talking, and I'm like, that's why I'm just shopping shoes here. And then she's like, oh, I just love your opinion and how you see life. Like, what are you doing? In the end, this woman, like, we've just exchanged numbers, and she texted me 15, 20 minutes after she left Dior, and she's like, I love this. I felt such a deep connection. What are you offering? I'm interested actually in working one-on-one with you. And I gave her 3 options, and she booked a coaching for $100,000. These are the freaking stories you can't make up. But this is how I'm leading myself. Like I'm doing, most people would say, stupid, silly things every single day. Just one action step, just one illogical action step every single day. It was not in my logical field. Oh, you're going to the mall, although I didn't even purchase anything. I was at your trying on shoes. Like, think about this. Could you come up with a story? No, let's like, I'm sending you to the war to try on shoes, but you're not gonna purchase anything. But there's gonna be a woman at the same time. You both are waiting, you're gonna start chatting, and this woman is gonna buy a one-on-one from you. No, it's so random, right? These are like, I have so many stories about things you can't make up. So if I'm doing illogical, like manifestation, input equals output, always. If I'm doing one illogical action step every single day, even if I don't feel like it, even if my mind is saying this is silly, this is dumb, I must be rewarded with something illogical. It is as simple as that. Jana's question, how would you say you develop this deep trust? So I would honestly tell you, I haven't developed this. I wrote, I think 3 posts about this, why life has to break you so hard. It's like I was listening to a song by Birdie, and in the song she's singing like how life has to break you so hard. And after life broke you so hard, like it feels like 2 oceans hit your heart, not just a little bit of water, not just a little bit of uncomfortableness, but life, yeah, just had to break me so hard that I was at a point where I'm like, fuck, I've tried everything I know and nothing worked, although it always worked in the past. And when I personally was at this point, I'm like, fuck it, I just don't know what to do. I don't know. It was for me personally that I had to learn there's a source greater than I am. Even in the energetics, I only can do so much. I had to learn to surrender that I just don't know anything. And the only thing my task is to follow the energy, to follow the impulses I have. No matter if other people like it, going to judge it, if they want to unfriend me, if they, whatever, had to learn to hold it. So I wouldn't say I haven't developed it. I was forced to feel it. And this is inside like Divinely Fucking Rich, where we're all talking about like how to accomplish or reach your big financial goals. One part of this program always is, and we had like separate programs in the past, is really how to open up your heart more. I think I'm getting more and more financially rewarded for how open my heart is. Something, I just want to share an example with you because it's not related to money. So Georgina is here, and when I visit Georgina in Cyprus, I picked up a car. I was picking up the car at Sixt, and I'm talking to this woman, and I'm just asking her, I'm like, hey, if I would like to extend this reservation, can I just call you? Like, what's the best way to do this? And she said, no, you can't. And I'm like, oh, okay. But like a very intense, like, no, not possible. I'm like, okay. And she's like, because it's my last day here. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing afterwards? And she's like, she didn't look that old. She's like, I'm starting my pension. I've been here for over 21 years. And it just made me so emotional. And I started crying when this woman shared her story with me because I feel it's so exotic these days that somebody is still working for the same employee for over 21 years. And this woman was so happy, so grateful. And there was such an emotional connection that we just both started crying. And I have so many memories, like where, I don't know, I'm just watching something, I'm talking to somebody, and just all of a sudden the energy hits me and I start crying with that person. But like those tears of connection, those tears of, wow, I feel you. And that was a process. And because I can feel so deeply now, I'm feeling also energy more and more and more. So I'm following more. And over time, it was a muscle that, just like when you go to the gym, right? And you do an abs workout, I trust, I follow, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I start questioning less and less and less. It's like people would call it a quantum leap, right? So I quantum leap myself every day. And sometimes I'm taking that bold action step. And also, for instance, what I see for myself is like if I quantum leap every single day, right? Like after 5, 6, 7 days, I feel like, wow, energetically, that was a lot. I desire to rest. And then comes a time where I'm like, oh, wow, yesterday, for instance, I didn't take an illogical action step. But it's a conscious decision of like, wow, it's a lot for my system right now. I desire to integrate. Both is fine. And this is really, if you can be more honest to yourself, where have you been lying? Where have you taken, where did you miss an impulse that was clearly there? And also, I think it's very powerful if you just ask God, the universe, however you want to name it, show me how to trust deeper. How can I trust even more? And in this Birdie song, it's called Let It Go. Um, it's actually about a breakup, but for me, when I listened to the song, I don't know, I didn't feel the connection to breakup, more to life in general. In this song, she basically sings about if life breaks you and afterwards you are brave enough to open your heart again, only after it broke you, right? It's not just life breaks you. This is where a lot of broken people are. Just like, oh my gosh, this happened to them. If you, after it broke you completely, you're taking the action steps and like open your heart again, this is when magic happens. And I see this with so many artists. Like you all know Adele, right? I mean, her music is like, if this woman hasn't experienced a sincere heart and life break up, I don't know who has. And it's so interesting because I've been listening to Adele before she was famous, back at university. And it's so interesting to listen to her very first records before her massive like breakup happened, and then to the music afterwards. And the same is true for Birdie. And you will find this in so, so many artists that they sing about this when life broke them. And it breaks us in places where we don't want to be broken. So it can be money, it can be love, it can be your home, it can be stability, it can be friendships. It breaks you in the places where you are naturally most fragile. And the magic happens. And I'm saying this to you because I know you and we've talked about this, Jana, that instantly, if you feel like life starts to break you, the fixer comes in, right? How can I fix this problem? What can I do? Do, 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 do. Right? Like this action taking of, ooh, something is like uncomfortable, it's a problem, however you would label it, right? But my invitation is really like learn to sit with it, learn to hold your horses and not react. Don't become the problem solver. Don't change anything. I'm just like, oh, wow, this is breaking. It's very interesting. Like, learn to sit with the discomfort because the drug of Western women, why, if I generalize, they are very weak manifestors, is because they don't feel and they instantly go into problem solving. And they're very two like different frequencies, right? One is a masculine, the action, and it's great. I'm also acting, I'm also taking action, right? And most of the time by now, I've trained my body just to be. It's like I'm seeing this, like I was on vacation with friends this year quite often. And like they always have this massive agenda of like, I'm gonna do this and this and this and da-da-da-da. And then they asked me, have you seen any of this? I'm like, no. And they're like, but you've been here for 6 months. I'm just mostly being at places. Like yesterday, I've spent all morning at the Four Seasons in Abu Dhabi. Just I like the flowers, was great coffee. I was sitting there, I'm like observing. I filled the whole freaking day. I had lunch. I walked back home. So like I if I feel like sightseeing, I do it. But I'm mostly spending my time just being. I've posted earlier today, I've accomplished now 100 days of manifestation in a row. It's actually more. I started in June of this year, but after 78 days, I missed one day, and I'm like, F it. Like my goal was to meditate in silence 90 days in a row. And after 78 days, I missed one day. I'm like, am I gonna cheat now on me? I'm like, yes, no, it was like you can use one strike, and I'm like, No, I'm not gonna cheat." So I started over again. So today I've hit 100 days, and that really helped me meditating in silence. Like I never had any issues like meditating or listening to things, but just sitting there in silence, even if it's just a minute a day, and just learning to be. And it's maybe for you if you, I don't know, like to go for a walk, stop bringing music. Don't carry anything, just like when is it during the day that you have those moments where it's just you and the creator, you and the divine? No music, no external anything. This will help you to build deeper trust. Because in order to trust, you have to learn to listen. But you only can listen if it's quiet, right? And the action part in you is like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? There's nothing to do. It's just to be. And it sounds so silly, but I would say for people in the Western world, it's the hardest part. Because all of a sudden you realize on a deeper layer, right, how you've identified with like, oh, Jana, maybe you wouldn't call yourself like the hustler, right? Or did and you feel you're already doing much less than you used to. And now the question is like, okay, you're doing less, but you're still doing. And like learn to train that muscle of just being. No music. I don't know, just go for a walk outside, right? Like just sit in silence, but no music, nothing that distracts you. And this is where you learn to hold more. Hold that it's okay how things are. Because when we learn to hold, we stretch our capacity, right? Like to hold, like the cup gets bigger. And when the cup gets bigger, it can get filled with more money, more love, more relationships, more business, whatever you desire. You can choose how this cup will get filled. Yeah. And also, I mean, I've been knowing you for so many years now, seeing how far you came. And I think this is a very powerful exercise for you. If you just really reflect on the last 5 years till the end of this year, can you go through your social media and also see your own evolution or go through your phone, like the photos, right? Like see how you have evolved as a woman. I mean, if I just would go on our calls back and, do like little screenshots of you, I already can share a journey. But like in business, in life, relationships, right? Can you just see how far you've came? And sometimes we forget. And this is something that always brings me in deep gratitude. Something I want you to have a look at. Yeah. Anybody else? Anything on your heart and soul? Everybody. Tell me. there's anything you guys have.
I
No
can
one.
share something.
Go for it, Georgina.
Can you unmute me, babe?
You are unmuted. Oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
I
Everybody, if you're coming to the Dubai retreat, Georgina's going to do your hair and makeup. If you haven't signed up
Hey.
for the Dubai retreat, do it. We're still having 2 spots.
Amazing. So I'm gonna share something related to my industry, which I feel guilt and shame about. Like, I love to help people with their hair and their image. And because of fertility treatment and all things that I did this year, I've not been happy with my hair. And I know that that's really impacted my ability to help other people because I feel like I'm not practicing what I preach. My mom has been my hairdresser all my life, right? I'm 38. So, and I had so much like guilt and shame, like hating the way that my mom does my hair. So I decided 2 days ago, I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go and to my friend, she has a salon. I'm just gonna go get my hair done because I know that she's amazing. And I'm just gonna love my hair from now on. You know, like I use all the good products anyway, but she's gonna make my color perfectly. And I'm so relieved. I'm so excited, you know, to not have this guilt and shame. Yeah, for my mom not doing my hair the way that I really want it to be fabulous, you know?
Love this so much. Can
Yeah,
I add a couple of things?
I would love that, yeah.
First of all, for everybody, see how so often we hear this like, oh, it just starts with a decision, right? And so often we don't take the decision, the first step. That's always, I'm going with what I've got, where I am, with what I know. And that is just like, okay, right now I don't like how my hair is, how my mom took care of it. And the first step I'm taking is just, I know this friend, I'm called that she does it. Without you knowing what are the next steps from that. But with that first action step, what's happening is we're moving the energy. We're saying, like, this is where we are going, come and support us. And that's why it's so important to take action because when I was sharing the story with the money and the coaching, right? I'm like telling the universe, the money bank, this is where we are going. This is the energy. This is what we are moving. This is what I desire. This is my cup. Fill this cup for this coaching. So that's why I love your example because it's exactly that. No idea to what it's leading. However, I'm unhappy with what I have and I'm taking action. And I want to add two things. First of all, for women, for daughters, there's such a strong connection to our mother that when guilt and shame easily can come up if we feel it's going against my mother, right? Like, oh, it's my mom. Like, I'm telling her, like, I don't like how my hair is. I'm trying somebody new. It's not just like, if it just would be another hair salon, like, how would you behave? You're like, maybe you're telling them, but maybe you don't. Maybe you just move on, right? Like, this is how I'm with hair salons. I just try them. But yeah. And it's interesting, like, why would we not do this or have those kind of feelings, emotions, and actions or neutralness coming up when our mother is involved? Because now here comes a part that has to die. And that is a good girl, the good daughter. The good daughter, right, can't tell her mom, man, I don't like my hair, how you do it. I would love to try somebody new. Like all of a sudden, the shift changes from This is about me, Georgina, and I don't like how my hair is. It's not about you at all. It's about me looking in the mirror, how I see myself, and I don't love my hair and I would love to try something new. All of a sudden, it's becoming about my mother. I'm having goosebumps. What is she thinking? I don't know, want to hurt her feelings. Like, is she doubting her talents? Whatever the thoughts are, right? And this is so important to understand energetically when the shift is not about me and how I feel, but it's all of a sudden about the other person, right? All of a sudden, it could be the client. I don't want to raise my prices because what are my clients gonna think, right? The shift is from I feel a desire, an increase in my prices, shift is in my clients. I don't want to tell my partner that, I don't know, we are traveling there instead of to this country because I feel it. Now it's like, what is he gonna think if I'm changing my mind? Like, can you see what I mean? The shift from this is how I feel, this is what I desire, this is my growth path to the other thing, the other person. And it's so important to understand this pattern because this is when all of a sudden it's kind of like an abusive relationship. We are starting to pull energy from other people. And now you're not the giver anymore, but you are the taker. Energetically, now you're taking from your mom. It's not even about you. Energetically, you're taking. And manifestation, right? If you're taking from somebody or something, the only thing you can manifest on the other side is takers, people that are taking from you energetically, financially, but you don't want that. You also don't desire to have clients that are taker of your time, taker of your energy, taker of your finances, taker of your resources. So it's so important for everybody when you spot that you're changing from I desire to give to I become a taker. Why? Why all of a sudden can I not hold this that it's about me, but I'm shifting to a taker? Like, where am I taking something now from my mother that I can't give myself? Can you see with money? Like, let's make this more obvious. If you wouldn't have enough money, you would try to take money from anybody, right? In any way, because you don't have it. It's really crystal clear, right? When it comes to money. But also, it's always a check-in financially. How would you behave if you always have more than enough money? If money wouldn't be an issue, would you be flying economy? Would you be flying business class? If the answer is clear, business class, but you've booked economy, now you're taking from yourself, taking love, taking self-respect, worthiness. And now I love to connect what we talked to Jana about, right? I'm taking self-worthiness from me by making this about money. And then what happens? Let me try to compensate through action. Work more, post more, more calls, more modules, more. And I tell myself the story, oh, it's great to post twice a day because all the Instagram growth coaches are saying that the algorithm really rewards if you post twice a day. But it's not coming energetically from I want to give, I have so much to share. It's from I'm taking. And this is where energetics becomes so important because input equals output. If everything we give into the field is coming from a giving place and not from a taking place, this is when you're being connected to true giving on the other side. So this is something for you to, it's a little bit deep, but I'm throwing it out there for you, okay? Coming from a place of love, Georgina, by not facing, or now you face this, but kind of by not facing this conversation with your mom and ending it in a clean way, right? what are you still hoping to get from your mom? Is it love? Like, you just could tell her, hey, I'm testing a new hairdresser. That's it, in a very neutral way. Not saying I don't like my hair, not like da-da-da-da-da-dum. We just could say, hey, I'm trying something new. Just wanted to let you know. But you're not energetically neutral here. And I think you feel it.
What's the question?
Like if you tune in, have you had a conversation with your mom already?
No, it's just a decision that I've made and I've booked my appointment.
Yeah. And just in general, like,
Are you saying I should tell her before she sees the result?
no, don't have to say anything unless you desire to do so.
No, I was just gonna go and get it done.
Mm, it's more about, for everybody, to see that, or let's stick to money. Maybe this is easier for everybody. When I was sharing, if money wouldn't be an issue, aka you would always have more than enough money in your bank account, right? And now you could ask yourself, to which hair salon would you go in Cyprus? And now you can ask yourself, have you booked this hair salon?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or are you, like, if money wouldn't be an issue, if you always have more than enough, would you be living at the apartment you are currently living in? Would you be
Mm-hmm.
driving the car you're currently driving? Would you be wearing the clothes you're currently wearing, right? Like you can do the glasses you're wearing, literally everything. And every time you come to the answer, no, you know that you are taking a part from you, take of your worthiness, of your self-love, right? And now after this call, like let's say you walk around in your environment and for everybody, like, can you see how you cannot receive big money on the output side if you're living a life of compromises on the input side?
That makes sense.
This is what I'm trying to say. And
Mm-hmm.
then what you could do, like let's say I'm making this up, huh? Like let's say the car you're driving, if you would always have more than enough money, you would be driving a different car, right? For instance. So now afterwards you're going to your car and you will ask yourself while looking at your car, why am I not allowing myself to drive the car I truly desire to have? Repeating this question for everybody. Why am I not allowing myself, in this case, then you add, to drive the car, to have the car I truly desire to have? I don't know, to have the hair I truly desire to have, right? Whatever it is. And you listen, you just be and see what's coming up. Because this, for everybody, is where we're moving now big money. This is just what I wanted to share as we have to be like right now, I'm in a one bedroom suite that's for six people, but I'm by myself, right? And like when I checked in, they were like, oh, is it just you? Like, when are more people coming? I'm like, no, it's just me. And they're like, oh, just you. Ah, interesting. Like you could see like pattern interrupt, something's happening here. And I'm like, yeah, I just like the room. It has the greatest view for all the calls I'm having. I just wanted to have a little office space. And I like this place the most. If money wouldn't be an issue, if I always have more than enough money, I would be exactly in this place. And I like it because they can come and I can have a massage in my room. I like it when the massage therapist comes to me and I have a massage in my suite. I really felt like it. Like I had my period, and when I'm on my period, I don't like to be surrounded by a lot of like different energies. It's just something for myself. I found out that this is exactly how I want it to be. So the only reason why I wouldn't take this is either if I'm making it about money, or money is just, it's like a medicine, right? It's like an aspirin. But there's a symptom we are trying to treat, and that would be I don't love myself. I think my own desires are not worthy enough, not valuable enough. I don't love myself enough because I always see this, and so many of you are mothers. If my child would say, I really would love to have a massage in my room because I don't feel too well today, as a mother, I would be saying, let's do it. But if this was for me a massive game changer, like how would I behave? What would I do? What would I buy if I would be having children and they would be asking this? The answer was so obvious. And like, how am I treating myself? It's like, can you, in a way, be the greatest mom to yourself? Like, coming from this overflow of love, I want nothing but the best for you. I don't have children myself. However, I'm constantly surrounded by children, and they obviously learn by our actions, not by our words. And all children of all my friends, they always say, oh, we want to go to Aunt Nini. Everybody just says Nini to Aunt Nini because it's always fun. We always do cool things there. Even if they just know me, if they've just met me, like all my friends comment, like, I don't know what it is about you, but just our child, like, here's a phone, they just wanted to call you. I have this over and over, and I know, like, if my energy's off, if children and animals don't want to be surrounded by me anymore, it's a great indicator. Children and animals, like, are they come to you or are they going from you? Because they feel the energy. And it's not just about how can you like nurture yourself a little bit more. We want to take it deeper. It's not about the things, it's about the feelings, right? Like you said, when I look in the mirror, this is how I feel. And in order to feel, we have to have an open heart. You cannot feel with a closed heart. And most people haven't learned to feel and what emotions mean and how to translate them. If I don't know the feeling anger or sadness, then it's something I believe, oh, I can't feel sad. I can't be angry. I can't have those feelings, right? Because it's something bad instead of like, ooh, where's it coming from? What is it connected to? I wrote something down for a post for later. Just want to read this part, kind of fits perfectly to it. It's not the negative emotion that hurts, actually, like feeling the negative emotion. It's your resistance to that negative emotion that does. It's not the sadness or being angry or however you feel that hurts, but it's a resistance to not feeling angry, not feeling sad, not the allowance. And again, all mothers in the room know that it's true because when a child is sad, all of a sudden it just starts crying. It cries it out. Manuela is yawning, saying, yep, it's true. I see this in my son. Or is angry, and then they scream and they let the anger out, and then it's instantly fine. So, as adults, when we don't do that, we save all the emotions in the system. And that is where all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's dangerous to feel this because it's adding another kilogram or another pound to your backpack you're carrying through life. And can you see, like, every time you're sad and instead of crying and having this feeling, you're just adding another pound or kilogram of weight to your backpack. Of course, you don't want to feel it because it gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. And how can we create anything in ease and flow, joy and fun if we're carrying, I don't know, 200 pounds or 200 kilograms of weight in our backpack? It is simply impossible. So for me, for a very long time, maybe somebody else here, I was always feeling like super sad. I never knew where it was coming from, but all of a sudden I would be so sad. Anybody else? Sadness? Sadness? And I wouldn't know where it's coming from. And what I realized, like when I wouldn't feel the sadness, just like to feel it, to be with it, right? Instead of what we had with Diana earlier, like what can I do? What can I do against the sadness? Just like, hey, cool, I'm feeling sad. I'm like, okay, what kind of observing, like what happened externally, what was triggered, where's the sadness coming from? Probably for a year, I've been like Dora the Explorer. I'm like, where's the sadness coming from? Like, where is this being triggered? Like, I don't know, all of a sudden I just would be so sad. And I've just realized when I wouldn't feel the sadness, it became really like deep fear and numbness. I would numb myself with this sadness of like not feeling. And then it would give me this feeling of I'm stuck, nothing's working, nothing's moving. And most important, I would stop trusting in life, in anything, that life is really always working out for me. Everything's for me. We're just moving through something. And most importantly, I would lose touch of what matters the most. So I really had this sadness. Instead of connecting to my goals, which I choose are important to me, right? It's not about the money, the $15 million in sales. Obviously, it's about the money. And what's really exciting to me is like to see how my business is evolving, right? Like what's happening in that year. If if I would have the possibility right now, just like somebody comes, I'm like, you can be the way you are, nothing changes, and here's $15 million. There's no nice thank you, I take it. And the level of excitement is not very big. But if I can tune in and feel, right, like, ooh, this is where I am right now, this is where I want to go, I feel excitement about the journey. I'm excited about the journey to see what's happening, to see what I can learn, what's evolving, what's happening, right? This is where the excitement is. And if I just would be in sadness and fear, I'm disconnecting myself, coming from a form of self-punishment. No, can't have too much joy, fun, and pleasure. Let's do self-punishment. Let's be sad. So it's been really a journey for myself, and have this impulse to share this with you of stopping the self-punishment. Where can you stop your self-punishment? I'm having goosebumps again. Because so often it's not about like how can you allow yourself more? It's like, first of all, where can you stop the self-punishment? I'm not sure who. I think Manuela, you were there. I know for sure. We've done this money magic challenge, and actually, it wasn't really about money, but it was really about sexual energy and how you can hold more in a feminine body. Where I was really sharing, like, if we as women just learn to touch our breast, we can receive an orgasm. It's so easy for a feminine body to be turned on, meaning more energy is building, right? It's just more energy is building, 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 building. It's actually much easier for women to have an orgasm than for men. Society just lied. Is a woman is capable at least have 7 orgasms after another. Like, it's just so easy. It's like so gently be touched on your body and you can have an orgasm. I'm not a man, but I haven't heard that this is true for men. Haven't experienced it. It's much easier, meaning if we see this just from an energetic perspective, it means the body is capable to build massive energy very easily, very fast. But again, we have to learn to hold and to use it. And you don't have to use it in a way like in a sexual way, but we can learn how to touch ourselves just to build the energy. Is one thing, for instance, I've been doing it for many, many years, Kundalini yoga. It's also where it just shows you in the body how to raise energy. Yeah, just what I wanted to share. Christine's question was, what are your morning routines? Coming back to this, I actually don't really have this like typical morning routine. I like to move my body. Till today, I'm getting up without an alarm clock. I just like to go with the sun, meaning during winter times, I'm actually sleeping much more than during summer times, and then move my body, work out in the morning, and do my little meditation and my journaling. But it's more really not from like energetically, I would like to share, because I think this is more important than what I'm doing, or more why I'm doing it. What we've shared, right? When I've asked you all, how can you stop like the self-punishment, right? When I've discovered this really for myself, how often I've been punishing myself by downgrading, by not giving myself the best, what I desire. I've also realized that the most valuable energy I have is in the morning for me. It's like I get up, it's the best, just the best energy for me to create. And I was giving everybody else access to this energy except myself. Right? Like putting on like on the computer, answering emails, and I've realized, wow, wouldn't it make sense to treat myself first, to serve myself first before I'm serving others? So I'm doing something in the morning. This is kind of my morning routine. Before I serve others, I have to serve my soul. What makes me happy? What fills my cup? And for me personally, I found out that this is movement, journaling, and meditation. So I don't want you to do those things, but rather observe what's filling your cup. What's filling your cup, your soul, before you're serving the world. And already this shift, I kind of have a feeling is going to be uncomfortable for many of you. And I think it's especially uncomfortable when you are a mother. I'm not saying if I'm a mom, if I would do the same, maybe after my children have left the house, but I would prioritize before I'm serving other people except my children. How can I serve my soul first? Because energetically, right, I'm connecting to a $15 million sales year is $50,000 in sales every day. I'm connecting to that energy every single day. So I'm telling the universe before life is happening, this is where we are going. This is where I want guidance. I want you to be busy doing that for me. And then you could use me for whatever life is there. It's again for me, self-care, right? Manifestation, input equals output. How can you desire $1 million or whatever your financial goal is if you don't connect to it daily? And this is like for everybody that hasn't hit their financial goal this year. Let's just be honest to yourself. How much energy, how much focus have you actually had on that financial goal? You just gotta be honest to yourself. And then is it a surprise that it has arrived or it hasn't? And that's why I'm checking my bank accounts in the morning. Not like, oh my gosh, there's so much money there or this, blah, blah, blah. Not from a judgmental perspective, but money is a focus of mine. So if I'm sending my focus there, my energy there, it has to grow. As simple as that. Yeah. Does this help you? Yeah. I think it's more important to understand why somebody is doing what they're doing rather than, oh, this is what I do. Because I know many people that they don't like any of the things. That's okay. It's not about that. It's about what makes you happy. Yeah. Trying this new water right now. It's a grapefruit detox mix with a ginger, rosemary, and grapefruit. I highly can recommend it. Anybody else? Anything on your heart and soul? Do you guys feel complete? Is there anything else? You just can unmute yourself if you want to. Not, it's a good time to complete because it's 17:17 on my time, Dubai time, 17:17. And also a final thing, just like when it comes to like how easy can it be? It's always something you also decide. For instance, obviously, it's a Muslim country. So you always hear the muezzin calling for the prayer 5 times a day. Not that I hear all 5 times, but often I hear the call for the prayer. And for me, I've decided this is my reminder that the universe is calling me, telling me it's my $15 million sales year. So I'm like, the more I hear it, I'm like, oh, the closer I am. So, can you decide for yourself, right? It's just a decision. How easy a life is, how easy money and finances are for you, it's just a decision. Like, where can you decide today that the money's here? And also feeling in your body right now, ooh, that's very uncomfortable. Because if you feel like heaviness and discomfort, this is a self-punishment. This is a fucking self-punishment we talked about in real life right here. Why not? And this is really the path we are doing with all of the work. And it's like, where's the self-punishment coming from? Why is it there? Why can I not allow and decide that it's easy and invited? Why not signing $100,000 clients while luxury shopping? Why not? Why does it have to happen through, I don't know, Instagram post, Facebook lives? Is this exciting? Is this a fun way for you? Or are there funnier, better ways for you? And it's something that I've learned just for myself. I am on social media kind of because it's a thing to do, but it's for me not the greatest way or easiest way to receive clients. And if I look back, many of my one-on-one clients, which is 6 months, $250,000, I found at the pool, at the spa, now at Dior, but never from a place of, oh my gosh, let's book this luxury spa treatment and maybe they're gonna be clients. Who can I sign here? I'm just living life. I'm having a good time. I'm doing the things that make me happy. And on that way, I'm receiving everything I desire and more. And why not? What are the things that make you truly happy? What are the things you would love to do? Not because you have to, because you love to. Love to have those kind of conversations, not because I have to. It makes me happy. And this is something magical I'm gonna drop as a final truth bomb. Changed a lot for me this year. I shared with you already, right? Like if I would always have more than enough money, what would like how would I travel, right? Is it first class? Which car would I drive, right? It becomes very easy if we take money out to see, ooh, these are the things I love. So when I ask myself this in business, right? I mean, if we don't have sales, we don't have a business. So obviously, right, like we have to sell. And then people say, I'm like, oh, if you just do what you love, you never have to work. I don't believe in this because there are always aspects. If we have a business, I don't know, like dealing with taxes, bookkeeping is nothing that makes me happy, but it's part of a business, right? Like for me, it's yeah. So it's not never really worked if I would take out money of the equation, what would I be doing? There was a part of me, nothing. I'm like, okay, this doesn't lead, is a road to nowhere. Then we're not having a business. So I've asked myself, and this is your honest check-in for December 28th, would I offer what I offer if I wouldn't get any sales from it? Like, would I be doing this call? Would I be offering this call? Would it be okay for me if nobody purchases anything? Would I be doing a master class or whatever, right? A program? Would I be offering running this? And would it be okay for me if nobody would purchase? And in the beginning, the answer was no. So I knew instantly I'm super detached to money. And yeah, just doing again what's fun and joyful for me. And not, it's not like I don't desire sales, but it's okay if nobody buys. It's a difference. It's a massive energetic difference. With that, I'm launching my offers. And with that, I'm always selling because I don't need the sales, but I desire the sales. Just something for you energetically to check in. And if you start actually cleaning the mess you've created in your life and in your business energetically, coming from a place of why, life gets easier. Literally in a sense of like, hey, it's moving much faster, easier because all the shit you don't actually want to do like disappears and you can focus on the things you truly desire to do. And all of a sudden, people love to pay you for that. Because otherwise, it's like energetically, why would somebody love to support you in something that makes you unhappy? Right? Like, I would see him like why would somebody support any of you if they see, oh, she just does this offer because of self-punishment? Only a sick person would support that. And many of you had sick clients. I had sick clients in the past, and I clearly can see why they came, where I have invited them. So if we see, we can change. But it takes honesty and truth. And the more truthful you can be to yourself and your business and your finances, the better life gets. More joyful. And it's a conscious decision. And we think like, oh yeah, I want a joyful and happy life. I've shared this the other day in a podcast episode, actually. It was more difficult for me till today to become happy than rich. Prioritizing happy is much harder than money for me. The inner journey, like, fuck it, is much harder. It's much harder than, not harder, more uncomfortable. That's a word. More uncomfortable, more of, I don't want to face it. No, I don't want to have a look there. Whereas in like business, if people, yeah, just you got to do this and we got to be online and go posting and blah, 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 blah. I just do it. The resistance is not so strong for me when it comes to money. On happiness is a different level. And I love the beauty of it. The combination of rich and happy. It's available for all of us. Just got to be in 2026 a little bit more truthful to yourself. And most important, the self-punishment has to stop. I don't often say that something has to happen, but the self-punishment has to happen. Because you don't want to be a rich woman that has punished herself to the top of that. Because that happens with a business that is happy, with a business in which you are not happy. You have clients that feel heavy, that are draining you, that are taking energy from you. And I know for many of you here that has been the case in 2025. And it's always easy to point at the others. And we will never be able to change the others. We just can love them more for showing us, for being the mirror that they've been in our world. And we can give ourselves a hug and move on from there. I love you all. This has been so much fun. Maybe this becomes a rich and happy tradition now. Always at the end of the year is a good moment to give yourself a hug, to love yourself, Mwah. To be truthful to yourself, to take yourself serious, your desires with love. They've been given to you. And this is truly the final thing I want to say. When we respect our desires, what we truly want to have and be in life, and we say yes instead of no, this is how we move energy, right? People always ask like quantum leaps, how? By every time there's something you truly desire, you say yes instead of no. Yes, I desire to have this car and I have no idea how to pay for it. Yes, I desire to be at the Dubai retreat and I don't know how to get there. Yes, I desire. Instead of no, 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 no. What are the things you desire? And can you just write from a place of self-love? Yes, I desire. It costs nothing and changes everything. It's never the money. The money is just a reflection of how much you've said yes to yourself so far this year. And if you don't like what you see, if you were hoping there is more, can you say more yes to yourself? What is one yes every morning you can give yourself? Maybe it's not the illogical action step for you. Maybe it's just a yes to a true desire, a yes to something you've been feeling. So the lies are stopping. What's one yes you can give yourself every morning? I love you all. Many of you, I think I'm seeing for the final cash explosion of the year. If you haven't joined, go for it. It's 3 days where we just go deep into, oh, surprise, money. That's a surprise. More money. If this is a yes you want to give yourself, I can't wait to see you in 2 days. We are continuing this journey. It's going to be great. I'm sharing many things I've never shared before, so I'm really excited how they're going to land for you. I love you so much, and I will see you inside the rich and happy world, wherever that is for you. Mwah.